What's up? What's up? Hey, y'all.
Hola.
So, why are we here today? Looks like we got your average at best on the bottom. It was pretty lively in the group. I think I missed most of the action, but I think I saw some comments from a couple of you guys.
Well, I was trying to stay off as much as possible because I posted it and I was like, I want to see what other people think about it. Because
Right.
I know for a fact, as men and women, we don't think the same, but we want other people to think the same way we think.
Absolutely.
Facts. So, what are we talking about? Y'all not gonna loop the world in?
Okay, so on the post, it was a man that is a relationship expert. So people come to him for relationship advice. The thing is that first she was not supposed to be on there that day, but he was like, you know what? I will acknowledge your phone call, and then on top of acknowledging your phone call, you asked me about certain things, and then when he told her the truth, like a lot of people got offended by it because in today's world, oh, you can't be average. Like, don't get me wrong, the end of what he said, yeah, he kind of got a little disrespectful, and I was like, yeah, he shouldn't have did it like that, get the F off his phone and all that. But like what he said was actual facts.
What did he say?
Like, what do y'all think?
So I watched the video, and what we're talking about is, I think his name is Kevin Samuels.
Yes.
Try to keep me honest here. So Kevin Samuels basically had a young lady on his show saying that she wanted a man that earns 6 figures because she earns 6 figures.
Yes.
So basically, she wasn't talking about, I want him to have a good personality. I want him to be God-fearing. I want him to, any of the key quality, healthy things that you look for when you're ready for a real relationship. Like, she didn't mention any of that. She just said she wanted a 6-figure earner. So he didn't even initially stop her there and check her on that artificial crap, right? He allowed her to go down this rabbit hole by asking her, well, on a level of 1 to 10, how do you rate yourself? Which I think is like the craziest question that somebody could ever ask. And the fact that she nibbled on that carrot, though, like,
it was like a setup.
Damn, you never rated yourself?
It was a setup.
What the heck? Like, who? Nobody's ever asked me that question, and maybe because they know better, right? But in real life, do people go around asking, like, on a level of 1 to 10, like, what do you see yourself as? Like,
okay, other people may not ask you what you see yourself as, but can you sit there and tell me you never actually looked yourself in the mirror and been like, if somebody rated me, what would I rate myself?
Hell no. Like, what are you talking about? I don't look in your mirror and be like, if someone else, like, I just don't have those conversations. T, do you have these conversations?
You know what? I do my best to try to be honest with myself about myself. And I try my best to be, because if you're not honest with yourself, then it's going to be a shock if somebody else is honest with you.
Yep.
I also think that beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
True.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you're good. Like, I mean, I can completely agree with that. I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think where she went wrong, one, she got baited with that question. Because I would have just been straight up like, I'm a 15. Like, I would have said something like that. If someone would have asked me that question, I'm not like being like, yo, I'm a 5 when I wake up in the morning. I'm a 6 when I put on some makeup. Like, the fact that she even went there. And then the fact that he was just like, grade yourself on a 1 to 10, but you can't say 7. All right, what you got? And she went below the bar.
Like, okay, He said you're average at best, and so many people got offended by that. There's nothing wrong with being average. Most people in the world are average. You're not gonna sit up here and tell me you're a 10 all the time. You are like, okay, in certain people's eyes, you may be a higher grade, but you're not gonna sit here and tell me somebody's a 2 and they jump to a 10. Are you
I
gonna
agree with
honestly
that.
say that?
I agree. I think where he went wrong was being you're a average at best. Like, all right, I'm glad you identify your average, but just know at best, like you know more than that, and that's really like you giving yourself a little bit more credit than I would give you. It's kind of what I took from that.
But also, one of the things that we don't want to talk about is men and women do not select people the same way. Like the first thing she kept saying, the main thing she kept saying was, "I want 6-figure dude." That's the main thing she kept saying. She didn't say, "I want him to be charming. I want him to be handsome. I want him to be any of that." She kept saying, "Oh, I want 6-figure dude." And he was like, if you're going for somebody that is 6 figures, meaning you make 100,000 or more off rip, they're not checking for the average chick. And he even clarified it. He was like, "I'm not talking about that guy that built his money with his woman or anything like that." He was like, "On best, most guys that are making 6 figures are not looking for a woman that has baggage and things like that, because the fact of the matter, they know in a lot of ladies, not all ladies' eyes, but in a lot of ladies' eyes, they're the cream of the crop, because a lot more women look for money than men. Men look for physical features."
I disagree. Let me ask you: do you make 6 figures?
A little bit under. I'm not gonna sit here and tell that lie.
I disagree.
I feel like 6 figures is kind of average. I mean, I feel like an average guy can make 6 figures. You can still be an average person and make 6 figures.
Do you know how much the average person makes in America?
I do. I know it's less than that threshold, especially if you talk about
way
black,
less.
Right?
Way
but
less.
I feel like an average person can make 6 figures, depending on what business they're in. You don't have to look good to make 6 figures. I mean, it's not a consistent thing to be attracted to somebody that makes 6 figures. So I think personally, I think he was spot on saying that she needed therapy. I don't necessarily agree with his delivery. I do feel like she absolutely has some growing to do in terms of, like you mentioned, what it takes to have a healthy relationship. 6 figures is not threshold to have a healthy relationship, because it's some buttholes out here that have money, and that doesn't equate to having somebody that loves you, that cares for you, that will build with you, and all of that stuff. So
okay, and I understand what you're saying. It is more, but if the first thing you're looking for is money, and men know money is a defense. I can use money to get women I could have never got without money.
That's 100% correct.
Just like women will use their body. Not all. I will never say anything absolute. But there's a lot of women
use
that use their body to get the type of man they want. Just like a lot of men will use their money to get the type of woman they want.
That's
like you got something.
I apologize. I apologize. I don't know if that's my phone or somebody else's phone cutting out. Say that again.
It might be me. I'm on 95. It might be my phone. I'm on 95, and it's like connection is shaky.
But feel free. I want to ask you your opinion.
But when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in
Well, then you're
control.
gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities. And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average.
Are we back? Cringe. Oh my gosh. Okay. So listening to that clip again, this is what I'm gonna say. Everybody that has a little bit of money thinks the way that this woman thinks. They think that they're better than, they think they can go after whoever they want to go after because they have money. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman.
Very true.
A certain threshold. Sometimes looks don't matter. That's why we see people in the industry, celebrities and stuff like that, that they're not exactly attractive, but they can get some baddies, right? Because they have the money and they're able to do that. So I think for her, she has that same mentality. She feels like she has a little bit of money, so she feels like she can demand a certain type of guy.
Yeah, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no. Men don't think like that.
Yes, y'all do. Absolutely.
No, hold on. Let me say this. The only men that think like that are men that are either broke or, yeah. So this is what we want. We want a woman that there's a difference between independent and have to make $100,000. Please believe me, because $100,000, a woman making $100,000 or more, or six figures or more, usually comes with a liability.
Yeah.
Because they have a certain mentality about their status. And I'm just saying that as men, we don't put that so high on the priority list for us. Most of them. The average man don't put that so high on the priority list. It's a good thing to have, but usually that comes with extra. That comes with liability. And it's extra.
Tell me what liability is.
That means that there's something else attached to it. Like, for example, some women are motivated to make a certain amount of money because they feel like it puts them on a certain plateau. And the truth of the matter is, success and money is two different things. You can have a lot of money and somebody can just give it to you. You be successful and you don't necessarily have a lot of money, but you're on your way to doing everything that you wanted to do. But if you equate success with money, then a lot of times people tend to have their nose in the air, their chest out, when in actuality, just because you have a certain amount of money, it don't necessarily make you successful.
Yeah, I mean, I think I put this on my post. I was like, this is a myth. I think it's a myth. Anyways, for me personally, because I feel like no matter what level you're on, you're always going to want more.
Absolutely.
But beyond that, I mean, I feel like everybody's guilty of once they get to a certain level. And for her, maybe her success is tied to money. So once people get to a certain level of mental success, they feel like they can request certain things on different levels. And I feel like we all have that. Once we get to a certain level, we want certain things on that level. But for her, I think she's clearly out of touch. I'm a woman, but I absolutely think she's out of touch. I think she was wrong when to ask that guy. She wasn't ready for really the truth of what it is. And I just feel like she doesn't have enough self-love to rate herself that way. I just feel like there's some other things that she should have been talking to people about beyond relationship. I think she needs to deal internally first.
Tim, I got a question, Tim.
I agree.
Tim, I have a question for you. The way you look at yourself, would it change if you were a millionaire? versus if you made $40,000 a year?
That's
Would it change?
I don't think for me personally it would change, just because I'm self-assured. So when I was making $20,000 to now making six figures, I still look at myself the same way. So for me personally,
most women don't do that.
the outlook for me personally, it doesn't change. Like I don't get big-headed, but some people do, right? Some people get big-headed, and I feel like it just ties to their internal issues. It's just their internal issues, and I'm realizing age is not an indication of maturity or any of that, and people have a lot of growing up to do, and that starts with us being able to not be brutally honest, because honesty is already brutal, right? When somebody is really honest with you, it's already brutal, and a lot of people don't want to receive it, but we have to get to a place where we're able to receive the truth and not be offended. Like she was like, "You're being mean," and I was like, I mean, you kind of asked for this. You kept asking for his advice. Like after he was just like, all right, ma'am, don't make me say it. Ma'am, don't put me in this situation.
Right.
Like he was literally trying to give her an out, and she kept, well, I just have a question. Well, can you just please? Like, it's like, all right, well, if you're gonna force my hand, okay, well, this is what it is. But where I think he was wrong when he said, well, you're just never going to get married.
Well,
like,
okay,
that to me was wrong.
Like, if you listen to when he said, you're never going to get married, he said,
in the event,
that's the way you think, that's all you want is a six-figure dude, you're never going to get married. That's
y'all
what
missed that.
Saying.
Most people
Not
miss
that
that.
you won't find somebody happy.
Yep. That's exactly what happened.
Did he say you would die alone?
No. He said if that's how he was saying if that's how you gonna if that's gonna be your mentality, then that's how you're gonna.
We call her the cat lady.
But when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone.
I heard then. He said then, and then whatever it was he was saying.
Now look at it like this though.
Well, this is my thing too. This is my whole issue. This is my whole issue. The way you can tell the truth to people. We need to hear the truth, but you have to approach the truth differently to people, and you can already see that she only said she was a 5 to herself, so her self-esteem is already low and shattered. So maybe the way he was coming off to her could have made it even worse. Like I agree, she asked for it, but it's just the way. Then calling people broads and telling them get the F off your show, like a lot of that was uncalled for.
I agree.
I agree.
There's a way you can tell the truth to someone without being nasty and condescending. And he was speaking in a very condescending tone. Like, that was my whole issue.
First he wasn't.
At first he was.
I didn't see the whole interview. I just saw the clip.
You know what? And she had a complex before that point. She started to give pushback before they even got to that point. And I think that's what put him over the edge.
Okay. Well, he said he didn't even want to take her call.
Her like that, but she kept going. And it's like, how many times do you give somebody a pass before you say, you know what? Here's what it is. Be honest, Joanna. You a sweet lady.
True.
But how many times do you give somebody a pass before you like, you know what? Let me just tell you what's up real quick.
Because she wasn't getting it. But let me say this. She needed that. Because you got to understand that as men, we have a tendency to give ladies empty flattery on and on and on and on and on. And you can tell that that's something that's probably happened with her. I think that she gave herself a 5 to 6 just to be modest. I don't even think she believed it personally. I think that she was just trying to be modest for the sake of argument. That's what I got from that.
So the question at the bottom says, fellas, was she
No.
average?
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
the truth. Yes, she was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honey, you said no.
Like,
Was she average?
Yeah.
like
best.
I'm just being
That-
honest with you. She
No
was.
start.
But I'm average. I probably average at best. I mean, you know, I got so much more going for me than just look. So I'm not.
Look,
tripping
as
at
long
all.
as you got somebody that treats you like a 10, that's all that matters.
Yes, and that's true. But technically, that's what he was trying to say. Basically, why not just find someone good to you? Oh no, I want 6 figures. You don't want somebody who's gonna treat you right? No, I want 6 figures. That's all.
That's
she said.
that's my whole
6
issue
figures.
Right,
with her.
so
She's very superficial.
Kim said, I think she was average, but she's a 10 for the man for her, which is basically what I
That's a
said.
good
Yeah.
point. I think that's a good point.
So, I
But
don't know. I think,
she has the father of her
Okay.
child.
One thing
you said what?
Hold up, say that again.
I said she does have a child, so she does have someone. Well, I guess she had someone.
Like,
So
okay.
I'm not
that's the thing
sure.
that
I don't
will
know.
say.
I don't feel as though all you need is 6
Because-
figures in your life.
Yes, if
Because
that's all
when you
want is
can't
6 figures,
okay,
you
6
don't
figures
want
is
a lot.
good, great money. However, it's more that you should want out of someone in life than just their income. And
Absolutely.
if that's your whole focus, then when you're not working anymore, and there's a lot of people right now who were making good money who
Right.
are out of jobs right now. So if all
Mhm.
you can fall back on for a significant other is money, so if the money's going, then what's next?
Facts.
There you go.
What's next
Yeah.
after that? You don't care about compassion. You don't care about goals, future. You don't care about education. 6 figures. That's all I want. What if he's 6
Fact.
figures, but you see 0 of those figures? Then what happens with that?
I just don't understand why that's so important when you got your whole life to make money. Like,
True.
why is that so important? Anybody can get 6 figures.
True. Thanks.
Why is that so important? It was.
Yes.
That's just super whack to me. To
I
me.
don't know. I just don't like it. I think I was going through the comments, not on Facebook, on YouTube. I was seeing a lot of women not really addressing the elephant in the room. They were just attacking the guy. Like, he's
Your approach.
Yeah.
too harsh. He's condescending. Like, he's doing this, he's doing that. But nobody was like, yo, let's pull this young lady to the side and let's huddle around her and be honest with her and be like, young lady, you know, stop looking for validation first and foremost in other people. And then let's talk about these internal issues as to why you look at yourself like this and you can only be a 6 if you put makeup on. Like, let's not talk about, oh well, my body's a 10, rather than, oh well, I got a good head on my shoulders. I'm smart, I'm educated, I'm this, I'm that. You know, she wasn't talking about any of those characteristics. She fell back on, well, my body. And he was like, like, he ain't finished it.
But you really didn't even see the body like that. Like, all you saw was her face, and her face was 5 at best. Like, I'm sorry.
Well,
As
damn.
no dude on here, ain't no dude gonna say, you know what? Her face was off the chain. Like, she was just gorgeous.
She's a 10 to somebody, okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
There's always
I was about to
somebody
say.
for somebody. But if we're being honest, like,
True.
okay, for example, I know none of y'all said Lil Wayne is fine, but there's
Absolutely
a lot
not.
of women out here that were Lil Wayne.
But
has
he's a 10 to somebody.
in the world. Why?
Hold on, look at your
There's
face.
a lot of women who think Lil Wayne is fine. Well, not this Lil Wayne, the old one.
All right. So, listen. You know what I think? I think his principle. I think he was using her as an example for a principle. The principle is, especially with ladies, to be honest with you, we don't be honest. We don't be brutally honest.
That is
And
true.
most ladies ask us to be honest, but they can't take it. Now, unfortunately, that young lady had to suffer a moment to bring out a principle, and she was probably not a good exhibit. But the bottom line is he used her to show ladies that the honesty that you guys ask for, you really are not prepared to take. I think that's the principle of it all.
I can
Like,
see
if you
that.
want selective honesty.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Look, they got money coming. Thank you, King Top.
Me, but fellas,
I
we
agree.
not
I
looking
mean,
for
I'll be
money.
honest. A lot of women don't like honesty. I mean, we say we're big on honesty, but sometimes the way it's given, a lot of women don't like it. But some women can accept the truth. Like, just tell the truth. But my thing, I don't think she was looking for the truth. I think she was just looking for him to tell her how to get a man with money. But at her point in time, especially since she has, and look, I think she have a business or something. If you don't know how to network and find a man with 6 figures at 35, then that's your problem. So I feel as though she could have networked herself different and ran around. She's in the wrong circle because you don't need a person. First of all, I'm not going to ask any man. If a man tell me to rate myself, I'm not answering that question because it's none of your business. And people don't usually ask questions like that. Rate yourself, but you can't say number 7. Like, what?
And it sounds like a setup.
It was definitely, and she took the bait. I'd have been like, no, rate yourself.
So the question at the bottom says, does a fat make up for an average face?
That depends on the man.
Yep.
That just depends on the man.
Oh wait, I'm not a man.
Yeah, it just depends on the man.
And
You know the beautiful.
Some men, they'll say yes. Some men will say
I don't know. I like my man to have a little butt. No, I'm just kidding.
So let me tell y'all this. The beautiful thing about men, if you can't say nothing else, the beautiful thing about men is we like what we like. If we like something that everybody else thinks that's ugly, we don't care. We like what we like.
Yeah.
So the difference is women tend to kind of influence each other when it comes to what looks good. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason. That's the only reason it's like, it's gonna be hard for her to demand that a man make a certain amount of money because the group of men that make a certain amount of money, every woman wants it.
Yes. So
then you have to justify why you should be chosen over every other woman that wants this particular man.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is it puts you in a certain group, and then people are gonna treat you like you're in their group. It's like, okay, you have all these high standards. Why should this man pick you over all these other women that have the same high standards that possibly look better to other men? Not necessarily look better, but just look better to other men or have these things that other men want. And I think that was part of his principle too.
Yeah. And I think it would have been easier to answer that question had she brought some other qualifications to the table.
Exactly.
Beyond her credentials, and she wants somebody who earns 6 figures. I think it would have been easy. He was like, oh, okay, well, maybe there's more than the eye to see than I can see right now based on what you said. But she didn't even add any additional value to who she was besides, oh, well, my body, I think she wanted to get up and turn this a little bit. But he was like, ma'am.
He didn't even give her. She didn't even get.
But also, those women who want 6-figure guys have confidence. Like, they have confidence, and she has none in my book.
Well,
you have to be confident within yourself.
I know what you're about to say too. I know what he's about to say.
Like,
I know what he's about to say.
Like, okay. All I'm saying is like this. Basically, every woman tries to have that kind of confidence.
I knew it.
Like,
I knew it.
Like every woman is like, I deserve the cream
not
of the
all.
crop.
I knew
Name
it.
one woman that you know.
But you can tell when
they
they're faking,
I
though.
deserve this and I deserve that. Name one.
Thank you.
Name one.
I
We got quick. Welcome.
I'm just saying.
What's up?
Like,
Wait, but you can tell when somebody's faking confidence and they really have confidence. Like it's not
Say it again, Tam.
Not have that confidence.
Tam, say that again.
guys try to do that too. You can tell when a guy is confident versus when they're faking like they're a particular guy.
You can see it. I admit you can see it in some guys.
Because confidence is sexy, you know? But when you don't have it, it's clear.
But you know what?
Yes.
It's not just
Crystal
about
clear.
having confidence, because some people have empty confidence, meaning they're confident, but what are you confident about? What are you confident for? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what it is. It's like most women, it's a lot of women that actually have confidence, but you gotta actually have something substantial to be confident about. You can't just be dry confident. You know what I'm saying?
So the question at the bottom says, isn't every man confident? No.
No,
I don't think so.
not at all.
I don't think so.
Hell no.
No.
But I think I have one thing to say too. People that fake confidence.
It was gonna be good. Hold on, what'd she say?
Say that again. It's muted.
We just gotta wait it out. We gotta wait it out.
Hey, the devil's busy. All right, so Shantae said if you want a 6-figure guy, you need to be a 6-figure type of woman.
Like, okay, with the whole
What does that mean?
type of woman, most men that have a little money are not looking for a 6-figure type of woman.
No, that's what I said in the beginning. Because it come with too much extra.
Mm-hmm. Now
Come
I
with
got
too much
I personally resent those statements that you keep saying, T.
in most cases, not all cases. In most
yes,
cases,
there's always an outlier to anything.
but absolutely, in a lot of cases.
But when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're
control.
gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities. And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average. And your reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you. See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 feet tall, 6-figure income.
I'm speechless every time. Where were we?
Oh, well, I know somebody in the comments said, asked, was it because she was a baby mama or because she was unattractive? It wasn't one thing, because it was all these things kept, okay, you're not as attractive as you think you are. Some people honestly think they're so attractive, and we all know that's a lie. But on top
She
of
is a 10 to someone.
I don't understand how you can go up one number from your normal average looking self, just go up to a 6 just putting makeup on.
You know, lashes can do that.
I don't. You know what? When he said don't use a 7, like I told my friend, she should have said 7.25.
To herself.
That's not necessarily 7. It's a little bit above 7, but not 7 even. So she could have said 8, but if she did, he would have bashed even more because.
Yeah.
I think that depends on if she had makeup on when we saw it or not. I think that's what it depends on. If she already had makeup on.
Yep.
It was a setup.
Wow.
She had makeup on the video.
Wow.
That's what we.
Yeah.
That's what we want to
Yeah, I
know.
think so.
But then too,
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
The Candy Shop
No, I
says
didn't-
Kevin
oh,
Samuel
okay.
is twice divorced and average as well. What makes him a high value man?
That's irrelevant. Come on, y'all. That's 100%
Yeah.
irrelevant.
Do you
100%
really
irrelevant.
want to go there?
I mean, he's not that bad.
That's
Looking for somebody granddaddy.
It's irrelevant because we're not even because she was the one that we were talking about. He makes it
She-
easier too. That's irrelevant.
she called him for advice.
There you go.
Yeah, he didn't call her.
There you go. That's irrelevant. How he
She
looks.
called him for
You
advice.
called me.
And it's the fact that it's the way that he came at her. A lot of people didn't like. They really
Right.
didn't listen to the message because they looked at how mean he was being to her. It's like
Right there,
You-
Shantae.
you
Shantae
asking
is
him,
the type of woman.
you asking him for his advice and opinion on something, and he giving it to you. But then after a while, you start focusing on your phone. And then when he told her that she was average at best by her looks on her face, she went straight to her body.
She was like,
Yeah, because she was like, but my body is, you know what I'm saying? He was like, we're not talking about that.
she did.
So if one thing didn't work, she was gonna try to go to her backup, which was her ass, probably. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got from that.
You know what? I don't even really focus on her because I think that he was just. I think at the end he was wrong for exploiting her. But like we have a tendency to focus on everything else but the fact of the matter. I don't even think it was about her. I just think it was about a principle.
20 face.
And unfortunately, she had to take the hit for that. You know what I'm saying? But the principle is be careful what you wish for because you just might get it.
Facts.
You know?
Straight up.
Facts. The
Straight
blessing
up.
that you leave is not always wrapped in that box that you think it
It's
should be wrapped in.
right. Absolutely.
Look, if I'm making Burger King money, I at least gotta go for somebody that's at that Chick-fil-A status.
I'm not gonna play with you.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Hey,
hey,
my brother.
Now there was.
I'm
one
just
thing I did
saying,
wanna
man.
say, because
She might could help put me on though.
there was this lady on this podcast that I was talking about on my podcast. Her name was, I think, Evelyn Pope. And she was talking about how men use money to get access to women they could not get if they did not have money. And
Absolutely.
women use their vagina to get access to men they could not get any other way. And the
100%.
fact what they said was
100%.
that a lot of, like, if you took that out of the equation,
Equation.
still have it? Would you still have that type of man or woman? And I think that's very true.
I think women look at things skewed in terms of we feel like money is the equalizer, right? Women want to be equal. We want to be equal in how much we get paid. We want to be equals in what we can achieve and accomplish. And we feel like once we get to a certain level, we should have things on that level. But I guess based on what I'm hearing, you're saying that men on levels, you don't care about that. Like, y'all don't care if somebody's making 20K and you're making 6 figures. Is that what you're telling me?
Hold up, say that one more time. I apologize.
So if you found a chick in the middle of the hood somewhere at the chicken shack and she was making 15,000, 20K or whatever, you're comfortable building with her.
Yes. If that's who
She not gonna spend the money on me, no way.
I don't need you to have 6 figures in order to build with you.
Me,
Now,
me
that's
She
neither.
not what
she
most
not
men
she
look
not
for.
gonna
Me
she not gonna
Guys
spend the
that
money.
Look for, oh, she gotta have 6 figures.
It's
so
a
they
guy
couldn't
like the
get
rest of us, like,
themselves.
oh shit.
My bad.
You don't have to have 6 figures, but 15,000. What is that?
I mean, look at it like this. If I'm making 90,000 or something like
She might
that,
do her.
and you're making 15, 20,000, I'm like, are you looking for more, or is this basically what you're gonna do? And then
Right.
if that's basically what you're gonna do, you better have something else coming in the house.
And can I say this real quick? The difference is when a woman is looking for 6 figures, she's looking for the money. When a man is looking for 6 figures, he's really looking for the drive. And there's a difference between looking for ambition, looking for drive, and looking for a dollar amount.
And whatever, and what if the job that he has, he lose that 6-figure income? Then what?
Absolutely.
Then what? You know what I'm saying? You back at square one.
There you go.
And then you turn around and leave him, and then you turn around and leave that man. You was just there for the quote unquote bag anyway.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
wait, what did Archer say? Archer says this is the problem with Black women. They think we think like them. We don't judge women. We don't pick a partner the same way a woman does.
That is very true. Those are facts. We don't look at it the same way you do. And that's one of the big issues is because you think, like, for example, if you talk about sex, there is no man on here that does not want it, period. But a lot of women will, not all, but a lot of women will say that shouldn't be the most important thing. What do you know don't say sex is important? That want women.
Christian man, of course. What you talking about?
I mean,
Hang on, it is breaking up. Say that again.
The Christian
it's
man.
not important.
First of all, there's no real 100% man that heterosexual man that is going to be with a woman that he is not going to be able to have unless he's very much simping. Like, I just want somebody to hold. I can't get nobody else.
Welcome.
Long time.
Were you done, Jeremy?
Oh, I'm done.
What you got, Candace?
On my thoughts
So-
on this.
All right, I mean, but that's a part of a relationship.
I agree too. I do.
So where
I
are we
don't-
at in the conversation?
I don't understand how or why we as Black men and women gotta be in competition with each other too. That's one thing I don't understand. It's like when you with someone, if y'all both making money, that's cool, but don't try to make it into a competition thing to where it drives a wedge in between you and that person that you're dating. Because y'all constantly at each other's throat talking about, oh, I made more than you this week. I made more than you that week. You know what I'm saying? And there's always gonna be that back and forth, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it don't even matter. If one of y'all winning, y'all both winning. Point blank period, vice versa. And it's like you can't talk down on that person if they're not doing as well that week. They could be on their feet the following week, but there's no reason for you to talk down on them because they didn't make no money that like you wanted them to or whatever like that. Talking about they not shit, they not this, they not that. You know what I'm saying? So, and when it all boils down to it, y'all gonna be hurting each other anyway.
Yeah. I definitely agree with what you just said, chilling with Chuck.
That's it. That's it.
So with this woman, with the whole video, I did think it was hilarious. I'm sorry, I laughed throughout the whole thing.
It was funny.
I just, as a woman, wonder why she called into that. So clearly she was desperate to hear that type of information. I feel like she had a low self-esteem, and I was attacked on Damn Talks for feeling like that on her page. For feeling like that.
Over there.
But I mean, when it comes to the 6-figure thing and all that, for me, money is not that important because someone said it can be taken, he can lose his job, it can be taken away just like that. So what do you have after that's gone? And then you want this 6-figure guy, because not to say what she's wrong for wanting that, but you want this 6-figure man. What if he's abusive? What if he harms children? It's like you never know any of that type of stuff. So That's why for me it's more about the character versus what you have.
And that's why I was like, why is that so important? I mean, that's not even a lot of money. So why is that? Why is that important? Six
If
figures
that
feel
man
just like
lose
five
that
figures.
job, she gonna pop smoke on his ass. Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. She out of there.
Number
She
one
is
problem,
out of there.
of course,
Looking
is
for the
like,
next 6 figure dude.
She gonna throw that bomb on the ground like Batman and be gone. That's what she gonna do. She gonna gone. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. But
I think a lot of women want guys that make money because it's a lot of ain't crap dudes out here that be leaning on women for financial, gain.
but there's a lot
So
of ain't crap dudes out
it's
here that got money.
you
Like,
say what?
there's a lot of dudes that aren't crap that have money versus not having money. So it's like, you want the crap nigga without money or the crap nigga with money? Or do you want a guy that's gonna treat you right?
Give me the crap dude with money, please, for 200, Alex.
Oh, I apologize.
And I feel like this. So let's say she does want that six figure guy. It is going to be a certain woman that they're looking for. So I just can't count her out because she could easily go and start looking like what he's looking for. But it seemed like she was just trying to go as her. But it sounds like with that particular. So what does he call himself? A high value man with Kevin Samuels. He's more into what you're looking like. So she needs to look the part if she wants to do it. And she could, since she made 6 figures herself, she can go get her teeth, face, whatever she needs done to look like.
her mouth was messed up for real.
Why would she need that?
Can I jump in here right quick?
Somebody.
Let me make something clear. All men care what you look like. That's the initial thing that draws us to you. We see you first, and then we approach. So what you look like is important to us from the jump. That's not just a Kevin Samuels thing. That's all men. And as far as women taking the standards and where they pursue men, as far as money being high on their priority list, that's not the same for us. When I meet a woman, I don't think, oh God, she's gorgeous. I wonder how much money she makes. Never crosses my mind. As far as women, it crosses your mind to the point where women, they will turn you down and reject you based off how much money you make. Oh, you a broke man.
But it's kind of a new day. I'll say this, going back to the traditional thought of things, women are used to having providers and not having to work, but now women work. So they have things to bring to the table. So that is why some women look at money.
Women have never not worked. Housework has always been work. It's just not now. Housework has gotten easier with dishwashers, vacuums, and all these other things where you can knock housework out in 30 minutes versus back in the day, it took the whole day.
Well, let me correct that. Women haven't been in jobs that paid salaries.
Nor was household work considered work based on manly standards. Like, y'all weren't telling us it was a job. Y'all were treating us like you been at the house.
Nobody said. Okay, this is where the media comes in. Maybe on television, but in the real world, men have always valued the fact that the women will go outside and have to wash clothes with water.
Maybe you, Archer, but you can't speak for all men.
Neither can you because you weren't alive in that time period.
I'm talking about my personal experience. I'm talking about in the year.
Well, nowadays, housework is not valued because anybody can pick up a vacuum cleaner or turn on a dishwasher. It's not as hard as it used to be. So the traditional roles have to change because
it's not as hard as it used to be because they have the robot times.
Yeah, because we have modern technology that men created to make women's life more convenient.
We created pants too to make your life more convenient. Then I guess
women created pants.
What are you talking about, Archer?
Okay. Rewind. So they invented vacuums and dishwashers simply for women. So
yes, to make your life more convenient. You're welcome.
Those egotistical attitudes that feel as though they don't need a woman and they can do whatever and use women. What are y'all going to use? Your house is dirty.
And who uses a dishwasher?
One question. What man have you ever heard say that I don't need a woman?
Yeah, that's not a phrase we use. That's a phrase y'all use. Y'all don't need a man. I got
Right.
something between my legs that
Man say,
definitely
I
needs
don't
a
need
woman.
We
a
want a
that
man,
like
but we
women.
don't. We want a man, but we don't need a man.
Oh,
Exactly.
and
There you go. There you go. You don't need a man. That's not a phrase we
But we
use.
want.
That's a phrase you
I'm
use.
not gonna say we
There
don't
you
want
go
a man.
again, putting stuff that you say, you think, you believe onto men. There's a
I
word for
know
that.
a
It's
woman
called
basher when I
projection.
hear one.
Yeah. I'm like, well, he's
but And
I'm
this-
sorry. I'm
You.
not scared. I should have.
and this
right
another
now.
thing.
I
This
apologize,
another
ladies. I
thing
ain't
Samuel
scared. Please
said
forgive
too.
me.
If that man was making 6 figures, he probably was with that woman before he started making that kind of money, and he brought her up
Right.
with him.
True.
You see what I'm saying? Because
That is what he said.
it's like if he went through that struggle all by himself, and he making that big money like that, then just a random woman just coming along, he's gonna look like that's all she's here for is for my money. But if that
Shout
woman
out to
been with
Drake.
him
You
since
weren't
the
in the gym shooting
beginning,
shots with me.
and when he get on top of his feet, he gonna bring her up there with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows that she's not just there for financial gain.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, but
Yeah, sometimes they leave.
yeah, you're right. Sometimes, I mean, it's a hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? So if he already knows her character, he should be okay. But if he doesn't, I don't know. She get pregnant by him, then file a divorce later on, and just milk his ass like a cow titty. You know what I'm saying? So it's possible, very possible.
As a man.
Well, let's make one thing clear. Men don't care. Like you can make $100,000. Oprah makes a lot of money, but Oprah's still a 4. Her money doesn't bring her any type of
I am
leverage.
out. I am not involved in this conversation. Oprah, I did not say that.
Can I say this? I disagree with that. I met a man last week. I did a show, and this guy, which it was surprising, he was like, I don't make a lot of money. I'm looking for a woman that has some money to help me take care of these bills. And so he was so caught up into having a woman that made more money than him.
And you don't think that's weird?
Yeah, that's the type of man you want.
He want to be a house husband.
You're trying to attract with
he want to be a house husband.
Your DDs and all that.
Be honest.
That's it. You nodded your head. That's the type of man that's the man you're trying to attract. Any man that comes to you based off how much money you make, you should avoid them. That's what I would tell my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the man you're trying to attract by approaching men and saying, look, I have 3 degrees, I got this and I got that. If you're interacting with a man and you're approaching them with that as your leading catch, then you are doing it wrong, because obviously you're trying to attract a male gold digger. And the way a man would attract a woman. You see, in our community, and I don't want to bring it back to that, we do things opposite to the world. The men usually mess up women.
They might as well change underwear if they're gonna do that shit.
Right. Men use their accomplishments to attract
Straight
women.
up.
Our women do it opposite too. Our women use their accomplishments to attract men and not their beauty. We do it opposite than the world, and we do it opposite than biology would suggest. So your degrees mean absolutely nothing to my penis. And I'm sorry to say that because I ain't shit. It means nothing.
Yeah, yes, I do, babe.
I respect it.
And then too, if he making all that money, what if he is an asshole towards you?
I agree.
Some people will still be humble when they make 6 figures. Some people just turn into a flat out asshole after the fact.
6 figures ain't that much money. It's not. It's really not.
I mean,
it's not enough to be being a butthole out here.
To me, it's a lot of money if your ass ain't making it.
Yep.
I mean,
it's a lot if you ain't making it. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of money when you win it on a scratch off, but is it really? No.
Say it again.
I don't know.
Man.
But the thing is, that's what everybody is wrapped up in now. That's why it don't be a lot of long-lasting relationships, because everybody's biggest focus is money. That is it. If he ain't got no money, I can't fuck with him. I can't talk to him.
Oh,
I agree.
Like they say,
I agree.
They say, money make people look attractive.
Mhm.
But
Only
how
to
how do
women.
you
Only
explain
to
this?
women. Only to
How,
women can money turn a guy who's typically a 5 into a 7. Men, we don't operate that way. Don't matter if you
She
got money,
wanted
you're still a
y'all
5.
to operate like that. She wanted her money to turn her 5
No, you
into a
can't be.
10.
yeah, because she was
No.
6-figure. She had her own business, even though he kind of shitted on her business, calling it what you have a puppy grooming business. But he didn't
Yeah.
look at it. He didn't look at it as she had her own business. She's building wealth for her family, for her son, something that her son can have. So I
I
don't
can
know.
guarantee.
What does her son got to do with me? And I don't
She
want her even
didn't
more because she has
she didn't
kids.
He
work for
brought up
Microsoft. That's
her
what he
son.
said.
He brought up the fact that she had a son as to why she was average as well. So he brought
Exactly,
that up.
because a
He
man
was
doesn't
naming
want
off
another
the
man's
different
You did
legacy.
things,
say that.
I don't
and
want
he
to
was like,
raise another
"Look,
man's
each
son.
time it can go up. Each time it gets worse and worse. Like, because I'm sorry, every dude on here said she was average. She was the
And
average.
she messed herself up. She messed herself up when she said she looked the same with or without makeup, man. She really hurt herself with that one.
Then why do you
She
got it
really
on if you
did.
look the same? If you look the same,
Yeah,
why did
She
you
hurt
waste the
herself
money
with
to
that
put
one
it
for
on?
real. I was like,
Why did you put it on?
word. That's where we're going. Like, she had nothing good to say about herself except, oh well, she makes this money, so she deserves this. No, you don't. Just because that's like
No,
just
you
because
won't. Lisa.
She does
that's
deserve
like
it.
just because I eat a lot don't mean I deserve a 6-pack. You have to work for it.
Well, that goes back to women nowadays being they're very entitled. They all believe they deserve a 6-figure man, or they all believe they deserve a celebrity. They all believe there's this
Kendrick.
great
He said,
man waiting at the end of the
I won't
rainbow
say
for them.
all. I will not say all.
How are you saying
Because there's
all and
definitely
not
all.
some?
Oh, do you?
yeah.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to say all. Let me rephrase
I
that.
know she read the
Mostly
comment. I
all.
see the look on her face. I
Mostly
know she
all. I
read
put
it.
all at the end. My bad. I'm sorry. I apologize, ladies. Mostly all.
Damn.
Look, what is your at? Because I got to come for you when we leave.
Well, my address ain't shit. Anything you
Look.
look up ain't shit and I always pop up. I'm the dictionary. My
Hey,
face right there, cheesing like
hey,
this.
why did the camera
Good
freeze her
name.
expression? Why did the camera freeze her expression?
Shoot.
Man, but it's just like I say, she called in, she asked that man for advice, he gave it to her.
She didn't want
You either gonna accept it, or blow it off. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
But was it too harsh, though?
No,
Was
it
it too
wasn't.
harsh?
At the
I
very
mean, not if you
yeah,
paying for it. I mean, did she pay for that?
No, she didn't. No, it's free. You can call in this show. He's about to go
It was
live right
free
now.
advice. It was free game.
Okay, so honestly, if she watched the show before and she seen him give brutal honesty to other people, I hope she didn't think he was gonna hold back with her.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
because I
something
saw
was,
a video where he did a dude like that too. He did a dude the same way.
yeah, and he asked this guy was his thing big and stuff. So that
Yeah,
was questionable.
yeah.
Was
He
it?
asked him that.
What was it big?
I don't know. Nobody. But see,
But
that's
I
the thing
don't
though.
get it.
The
How
The
do you
dude
guys
was
question
20.
his
The dude
Why?
was
credibility?
20
Wait,
years
why?
old, man. He 20. He 20 years old. What the hell?
What the hell is that?
Yeah, where y'all finding these pictures?
Look, he 20 years old. He said the guy didn't make no more than like $1,000 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
And he said the dude was fat. Then he started laughing at him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. So he don't just do it to women. He do it to men too. So if you call that man, ask for his advice, just know what to expect. That's all I know.
I mean, he's gonna keep it. He's gonna.
Is he talking? I can't hear him.
I
know
can't
if
hear
he
him either.
talking.
Are you mobbing?
Kevin, hey, I'm gonna tell you one thing about Kevin. Kevin's gonna keep it real, and the reason why a lot of women are attracted to his show right now is because if you look at this current environment, you look at the economic situation. We are in a depression. They're not talking about that much because they're focused on a pandemic, but there is a depression right now. Most people can't get work. There's never been a point in time in American history where there's this many people out of work. We've had a recession back in 2009. This is nowhere close to that. This is a full-blown depression. Women cannot afford no more to get dating advice from people like Derek Jackson that tells them feel good stories. They gotta go to somebody who's gonna give them the raw truth because right now their life depends on it.
Yes, if you're listening to Derek Jackson, yeah, no, it's something wrong.
Black excellence. We support all Black people.
Yeah. He graduated from my school, Tuskegee University.
I'm rooting for everybody Black.
I wouldn't say that out loud. I would keep that to myself.
You know he lying. You can't.
He's just like Kevin Samuels. They're selling an image. Kevin Samuels is supposed to be this image consultant, but that to me that's not a real job. He can be who he wants to be online. I did a lot of research on him.
Actually got money. If you actually know Kevin Samuels, you watch some of his older videos when he was doing the cologne reviews. You saw him in all types of cars that cost a lot of money, and those were his vehicles. So you guys are new to Kevin Samuels, but that man has always shown his wealth and showed what he does. He's not an image consultant on YouTube. He's an image consultant for big companies. For their image.
He says.
So he says, okay. But so his lifestyle shows. But you're a woman, you can't see the car he's driving and know how much that costs. I can.
He's a woman?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Let me ask you ladies something. Let me ask y'all something. Is it important to y'all for a man to have a degree?
No.
Is it important for him to make money?
No.
You said what?
It's important for him to make money, at least enough money to provide for you, the necessities.
It would be nice.
Yeah.
Y'all have been deprived.
Yeah. Who wants a bum? Like I don't want a bum. I don't want my son to be a bum. So why would
guess what? I don't care if she makes money or not. I got a question. Can you hold your breath and how good can you ride? That's my only question. I do the rest.
Well, by the time she gets 60, will she be able to do that?
Wait. I got a third question. Can you shut up? Is my third question.
No. I'm on him. He's rude.
What did you say? Like, we got kicked off.
He didn't like our answers. He's trying to stuff us, but I don't know how to explain it. We think just like men do, so we can say how we feel about things and eloquently say it. When I say we think like men do, I'm not saying that we have y'all thoughts. I'm saying we have minds just like you do.
Oh, okay. I definitely agree with that, because that's one thing I try to explain to a lot of people. Men and women do not think nothing alike. So quit trying to put us into ways you think, and we should stop trying to put you into ways we think, because at the end of the day, that's where we get things so messed up. Oh, well, he should like this. Just because you like it don't mean he's supposed to like it. Like, just because I like something doesn't mean you're supposed to like it. But one of the big issues that we have is too busy trying to force what we want on them instead of finding that person that's right for you.
I think a lot of people need therapy, and they need to learn themselves first and then need somebody, to be completely honest. And I'm not going to say I'm just this perfect person, but that's what I've learned in my own therapy. Like, I've had to learn how to set my own boundaries. So.
And stop listening.
What is that like?
What is therapy like, or setting boundaries? Yeah. Therapy is it's good.
Huh?
Therapy is good. It allows me to express how I feel, and then when I get tools and techniques of how to talk with people and how to communicate with my husband, because I grew up with a single mom. I didn't grow up in a two-parent home, so I've never seen a successful marriage. So for myself, it's teaching me tools on how I'm not gonna say to conduct myself as a wife, but how to listen and how to understand somebody else's perspective and be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much all a man adds right there.
Yeah.
It's like have some logic to the situation. Like he said, sit back and digest it. Don't just react off emotion. Sit back, think about what was said.
Like, stop, hold on, chew it.
Well, the thing is, if you're waiting to rebuttal, You didn't listen to nothing.
Oh
I
yeah,
said.
like Will Smith was saying, just being able to like have a conversation with someone and allowing them to get everything off of their chest without, you know,
Taking it personal.
feeling attacked. He was like, "Can you
Yeah.
take a punch? You got to learn how to take a punch in conveation."
He
And
did.
a lot of people don't know
He
how
did.
to do that.
His name is August Alsina.
Man, look at his eyes. He took some punch.
Entanglement?
He all in his feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to take a punch.
Yeah. He took that. He took that.
I'm gonna say for women, I'm gonna speak for women. I can't speak for guys, but for women, we do have to learn how to take a punch as it relates to our men. Because when they're telling us stuff, it's not to hurt us. And guys, vice versa. It's not to hurt us, it's to make us better. You should be having those connections, not just a physical relationship, but all your relationships, whether it's friendship, what business relationships, marriage, whatever it is. You should have those relationships where they're able to be honest with you. And honestly, like I said, it's always going to make you feel comfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable when somebody's honest with you, but it's going to allow you to grow. Like growing is uncomfortable. So you have to be willing to take that honesty that is sometimes painful to hear and use it and identify ways that you can transform your life. Not change who you are, but the transformation of just growing and becoming better. That's my 2 cents.
Well, I've seen my mom and my stepdad, they've been married for about 23 years. Dated for like about 2 years, you know what I'm saying? But now that they're older, it's like I want to get to that status to where I just don't give a damn. That's where I want to be at with my wife. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all done got so comfortable with each other, it don't matter what y'all do in front of each other. It's like they just two grumpy old people.
Wait, what?
But he's more grumpier than my mom is. My mom, she's more laid back. And he's the more, always fussing about something, and she still keep her calm demeanor no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And like he fell on hard times or whatever, and she's still with him. She still takes care of her husband like she should as a wife. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's one of the things that's like, I think one of the things that'll put your relationship through the test, to a real test. Will you be there for that person when they down and out? You know what I'm saying? And not just walk out on them and just leave them stranded. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that can hurt worse more than anything else in this world, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of those things.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
What you got,
So we doing final thoughts?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me go and get mine out the way real quick. Okay, one thing I will say with a lot of people, we don't talk. And what I mean talk is like we both, you understand how where I'm coming from and what I'm saying, and I understand where you're coming from and what you're saying. Because so many times we don't like the tone of somebody's voice. We don't like the way they said it. So we're not listening to nothing they say. But if you said you want to try with that person, you're trying to think about that person. If you ask that person for advice, like, you're not going to tell me, if you ask me for advice, I give you my honest opinion. Now you in your feelings about my honest opinion. You ask for my advice and vice versa. If I come to you and say, be honest with me about this. Oh, but I didn't like the way you were honest with me about it. Well, then why ask? It's like, let's be honest with each other and keep it 100. Oh, well, we got to be PC and we got to be this and that. No. You know who you talking to. Just like that lady, when she came on there, she knew who she was talking to when she asked for that advice. Now you got to deal with what that person say. That's my final.
My final thought on this video, like I said, it was hilarious. Like Jeremy just said, she knew what she was doing and what was going to happen. And she's watched his videos. This man goes in all the time. So clearly she was desperate. I just hope she gets some therapy for whatever she's going through and stop coming on shows like that to be embarrassed. And that's all I have to say.
If you don't like my answer, don't ask the damn question. That's pretty much it. That's it. That's it. And no, and just yeah.
My final thoughts. Therapy. Don't go on the show. No twerking on top of restaurant furniture. Right? If you need help, go get help. Go get help now. That's all I got. I'm out.
I don't want your booty air all over my damn food.
We gotta be classy.
Thank y'all for watching.
I don't care what song comes on. I don't want your booty